Okay, let's get into the stock market technical analysis. I'm going to put out a video for the public channel. I have been really active in the private member group, posting, I don't know, 10 or 15 different charts and trade ideas. And so we're in a period of elevated volatility, and so the trade ideas are obviously, a lot. They're coming out. They're more elevated. So, okay. Anyways, if you guys are interested in that, feel free to join up. Link in the description below. And $5 a month. Check it out. Quit anytime. There's really the most you're going to be out is $5. Okay, that is. Let's segue into triple Qs, our tech sector. Nice little sell this morning. So again, I basically was short this morning, and about mid-morning, I reversed and went long for a bounce trade. So that's kind of where we're at now. We have seen a little bit of a rally into the end of the week. I think we could get some more rally next week. Let me show you what I'm looking at now. On the daily chart, sold down to, there's some support right here at about 483-ish. I've got reactions, lots of reactions to validate that. And boom, we hit that intraday pretty perfectly, and we bounced off of that. Looks like we're going to be closing the day above or right within those 200-day moving averages. So that's kind of support. We're going to be closing the week essentially at the 200 days. And so I can see a little bit more upside into next week. Of course, I could see a gap down too, but the point being is that we're still at the 200. So if we gap down on Monday, then the 200s will clearly have been taken out. But until then, we're holding those, and those are support, and the buy programs will probably kick in, and you'll probably see a rally. So if we do rally, where do we go? Couple things. We've got resistance overhead. We've got a key level of resistance about 500. That's this trading range, right? We were in that trading range there, and kind of the low end of that trading range. We saw some reactions right in there. You can see it sold right down to 500 and then bounced off of that and then sold down again. So 500 would be a level to watch. And then if they pop that level, I think it's about 510-ish, 509.50 would be another level. And those are the two targets that I would have for any kind of a rally. I don't think we'd get much higher than that. And if we start to approach the 509, I think the sellers will start showing up. So I wouldn't wait for that exact level. But obviously that is a possibility. If I go down to the hourly, let me show you what we've got on the hourly. And this is kind of a clue for why I think there's probably a little more upside, because we have this... we have a series of divergent lows on the hourly. Look at the bullish divergence. Momentum's moving higher, and yet we continue, we basically continue to make a divergent low. That's divergent low, and that's a new one this morning. So if you want a buy signal, I mean, my long position, I'm pretty much out of it at this point. I'm going to go home the weekend flat. But if you wanted a buy signal for kind of a strong rally up to that 510-ish, you'd want to probably pop this downtrend line here. That would be your buy signal at this point. So that would be, that'd be a buy signal, and I think you can probably get that rally up to that 510. If I look at this, this is really just a downward channel, so no real projected target. It's not a wedge or anything. So that's what I'd give it. I wouldn't give it much more room than rallying up to about 510, and you might not even get that. That's why, I went home flat. So that is triple Qs. Let's look at the Mag 7s, or the Mag 8s, or the Mag Few. Okay, Amazon closing at the 200 days. All right, that's support. That's it. Google rallying up to close at the 200 days. Now, it was below for a few days, so it could get rejected. But as of right now, that means we're closing the week at the 200 days. So keep an eye on that one. Meta closing at support. You can see they dipped it below that key support level, and that was a sell signal, 624.63, but the fact that it's been recovered and likely going to close the week, unless they dump this thing in the last hour, which is possible, then we're going to be closing the week at that support. So until that goes, you can rally. Microsoft And Microsoft's still, at support down there, kind of, support on Microsoft is about this 386.30. That's kind of, you can see the former reaction lows, and we never really got a daily close below that level. So that's support right there. Apple was strong today, stronger than the rest, rallying up. I don't have anything interesting in Apple really. Covered Google. Tesla's below support at this point, not by a lot though. So we'll see on that one. It needs to recover this trend line to be bullish. This is your trend line. A recovery of that trend line, maybe a gap up. You probably could see a pretty impulsive push higher. I wouldn't give it much beyond about 325.37, but obviously if you gap up, then I think you could run all the way up there, and it'd be about a 12% gain from that trend line. Nvidia, you can see we're closing basically at support right here at 113.30. Several reactions at that level. There's another reaction, and we're going to be closing right in there. So support, and then AVGO still holding the bullish trend. There's your bullish trend, and there it is. So that's bullish. We're still holding support, and we're likely closing the week on support across the board on a lot of these different stocks. So tells me the market can rally next week. BlackRock, financials, you can see holding support. All right, we dipped below it briefly, but the support held. So financials, again, rallying up, going to close basically at support. So yeah, I mean, that's it. That's the story of the stock market right now. Is we saw undercuts. We started to break down this morning, pretty impulsive selling, but we bottomed out and we rallied, and I think there's some shorts that have been trapped a little bit. So I think you're going to see maybe a little bit of a short squeeze into next week. XLP, this is your risk off trade. And this, I'd watch for a breakdown here. There's maybe a sell signal soon. We're not going to get it today, but maybe on Monday. So we have this uptrend line starting to put in bullish or negative divergence, just barely. A break of the trend line would be your sell signal. So if you're going to see some more upside next week in the tech stocks, you're probably going to see some money come out of these safe haven stocks. And so you could see a sell off here. Target, I don't know. I'll have to do some homework when we get the sell signal, but maybe the 200 days. Costco, looks like we have a sell signal in Costco. This one, you can see an uptrend line coming off the October 2023 lows. Not a ton of reactions, but we definitely had some right in here. And then a definitive slice of that support level. So that's a sell signal. We don't have any negative divergence really at the top, so I'm not completely sold on this. Maybe we do a series of back tests. Again, it's Costco, so it's not super interesting when it comes to like shorting, but that is a break of that support as of right now. So we'll see how the day closes. Unless maybe they rally it into the close and close it right at support. That's possible too. But as of now, it's broken that support. MOS, nice dip buy off the lows this week. Big drop down there towards support, and you can see that we're still in a bullish falling wedge. I adjusted my wedge from previously, but I still have a bullish falling wedge. So it's an objective to buy at support. Doesn't mean it's gonna work right away, but I mean in this situation, if you bought at support each and every time, you made money. It's just not a buy and hold. You rallied up. There's a 35% rally if you bought that support. If you bought this support, you rallied up and made 18% or 19%. And then at this support, if you bought that one, it's rallied up 15%. So each and every time buying support has worked. So you buy support or you buy breakouts of resistance. This is a bullish falling wedge. It's getting pretty mature, so I do think it's going to break soon. And then when it does break, we'll have a trend trade on our hands where it will likely be trending higher over time. So that's all I got on that one. I still like it. It still looks good from a long-term perspective. We do have to take out that resistance though. And then this other one, NTR, you can see this one still looks good. I mean, nothing's broken on this one. If you go look at the weekly chart, You've got a bearish or a bullish falling wedge on the weekly. All right. Definitive breakout, and that breakout's not negated. And, we're just chopping around a little bit, consolidating. Looks like it's bull flagging on the weekly, which has us pushing up to, a lot higher. My final target, because of this wedge pattern here on the weekly, the widest part of the wedge gives you the projected target, and that sets us up for a move up to about 69 to 70 bucks. So that's still my target on this, and it still looks really good. So yeah, that's what I've got on that one. Gold and gold miners, really, GDX. You have this uptrend right here. That's clearly been broken. They're coming in for a back test, what it looks like. So if I could put good odds, I think you're going to pop up, hit that back test, put in a new divergent high, because you can see we've got downward momentum, but if it runs up and makes a back test of the trend line and it makes a new high, it's going to be negative divergence. So that would be I think there's an objective short on a back test of this trend line, and then you maybe get a push down to the 200-day moving averages. So yeah, I think the miners maybe a little bit higher, making that back test, and putting in a new high, and then they'll get sold into. What else? Oil stocks, XLE. I haven't talked about these for a while because it's been kind of a grind, but bigger picture on the daily chart, you have an uptrend line. All right, you can see support. Here, they undercut it a little bit. They like to chop. But then recently, you can see just undercut it this week and recovered, and we're holding support. So if you're a bull on oil, not a bad time to buy. You're a little bit off the trend line, but still pretty close. And that's support. So we could get another leg higher and put in... There's no negative divergence either. I don't really see negative divergence on these highs. So that tells me that we're just continuing to trend higher in oil. All right. So I'm bullish on oil. I don't think there's any real reason to short oil. And it tells me that there is probably another push up in oil. So yeah, that's what I got on those. And that's all I've got for today. So I'm going to just leave it here. You guys have a great weekend. Drop me a thumbs up on your way out. I do appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys on Monday.